dismantling of the federal government in real time. We're seeing it, and in many ways, the next story gives kind of a tangible, visible representation of what's happening. In a stark way for people to see visually. So, demolition began this week on the East Wing of the White House to make room for a massive ballroom addition planned by President Donald Trump. This guy is spending his waning years really, really trying to convince people that he doesn't have little balls. He's got the biggest balls of them all. But this project, originally announced as a 90,000 foot privately funded ballroom that was supposed to cost between $250 and $250 million, is now being cited at closer to $300 million and will be built where the East Wing stood. It is gone. Debris is being hauled away with visible routing through the DC streets and to recycling and scrap yards. Now, Trump had previously claimed that this ballroom addition wouldn't interfere with the existing building, and yet, as we can see from photos, the East Wing building is fully gone. Historic preservation groups and watchdogs say the project.
How could that be?
That guy? Really? No. But yeah, so these preservation groups, say the project it's bypassing regular reviews. The National Capital Planning Commission and the Commission on Fine Arts had nothing to do with this. And they also complained that the scale of the new structure may overwhelm the historic house. Additionally, there are questions about the funding of this thing. Corporations and donors contributing large sums. Open this thing up to being a boondoggle of corruption. Again, Trump administration? No, never. They would never. But also, there's just the symbolic loss. The East Wing traditionally housed the First Lady's offices and a lot of social and cultural work, and its removal is being seen by some of those folks as eroding the part of the institutional heritage. Now, listen, guys, I saw a lot of what I would, call normie libs on social media this week, like tearfully ruining the demolition of this structure. What do you guys think about the ballroom, the East Wing, just the demolition in general? I have maybe non-traditional thoughts, which I'll hold on to for a second, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. Zach, I'll get you first on this one.
I will say first, as a undergraduate history major at IU Bloomington, it is a great loss to all the people of this country. And on a personal note, having never gone to the White House, and I guess many others, they will never see that part of our history. And we see the stories about this going to be about Trump having the biggest whatever, wahoos, whatever you want to call it. And there is much speculation that actually this is his retirement bunker. And people speculating at the early tell signs of how Trump believes he will never actually leave office. And despite the fact that, there's already an emergency bunker for the president of the United States should such extreme measure ever be needed. And this is a very flashy proposal that I'm sure that when the richest people in this country and in this world stood around him, the Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos of the world, Mark Zuckerberg even showing up and totally spoon feeding, and they're salivating at every switch and turn. And this is just the latest stunt, and corporate donors lining it up to, I'm sure, be most likely a private venue for those rich mother effers to come in and get more stuff from Trump. Perhaps ask for another tax break after they already got one for the trillionaires.
Jesse, Do you get a little misty seeing part of the White House be torn down?
I'm much more of a Thomas Paine kind of view of the American presidency, where I think that we got way too close to kingship even back in George Washington's days. And, I really don't like the pomp and circumstance of the White House. And I get it, but it feels very 1700s to me. And I think that a more modern United States, we shouldn't be as wrapped up in this history. Keep it as a museum or whatever. But I just think as a residence, it's a little bizarre. But I don't think any of that gets away from the fact that this is dictatorship. This is just one person doing what they want and treating the government like it belongs to them, not like they are a public servant who is occupying the halls for a few years, steering the ship. It's not your ship, right? So I think people have a view of like North Korean style totalitarian, fearless leader dictatorship, as opposed to what real dictatorship has looked like for most of human history, which is, even like Roman emperors, they still had a Senate. It's just that the Senate didn't matter, right? Like you got some little wiggle room, but you could never go directly against the emperor for a while, right? Same in like Russia, right? Like Putin is going to get his way no matter what the votes in the parliament say, and we're starting to see that more and more blatantly with Trump. And choosing to do that during a government shutdown, I think, is an intentional like thumbing the nose at us. It's just showing like, oh yeah, that government thing, the public thing. That exists if I let it exist. I'm going to be doing what I want, regardless of what Congress or the judiciary system thinks. And that's dangerous. Like, I don't know how else to say it. I know our next couple things in Latin America, we're going to talk about that again. But even if I like hated the White House and wanted the whole thing torn down, I would want it to be done collectively. And because, our government as a whole decided what was right, hopefully with some sort of plebiscite or let people weigh in, not just because one dude with, by the way, horrible tacky taste that's even more anti-working people than the old White House. Like you should not be individually, unilaterally redesigning public structures. Like that just
interior design by Trinidad James, gold earthing. Yeah. Listen, I got to tell you, seeing this thing this week and seeing a lot of, I think, liberal reactions to it, I'm kind of like, okay, all right, is this going to be the thing that really brings it home that this structure, the system, this government that has held everything up in this country for the last 250 years, it's gone. It's done. It is gone. It is not coming back. It is like the East Wing of the White House. It has been thoroughly destroyed. You cannot put it back together. Hopefully we can build something new, substantive and real, that isn't a 90,000 foot square gaudy ballroom, but a real new system that works for everybody. And I don't know, man, like shed those tears, but I like take it in, realize that it's over. Like I hope symbolically that this is the thing that really radicalizes people, that we've got. There's no rebuilding. There is building anew. And in many ways, that sort of speaks to this divide that we've this progressive versus conservative Democrat vibe, almost, really, that we've spoken to at several points throughout this thing. Trump, White House, these people are not conservatives. They are fascists. They are reactionaries. The normie libs that I speak about, the folks that are ruining the demolition of our institutions, the folks who wanted to conserve those institutions, weep at their loss, and the progressives want to, build something new in its place.